The mark went very, very close. He'll get it back again and get another opportunity just to flick it round the body to Shanahan. Jamie Shanahan's at half-back. He can set up a chain of handballs here. Seacamp pops it over in towards the middle. Now they're away. Up towards half-forward, to right half-forward flank, but they need a mark. Unable to take it was Uze, and Schwartz slaps it back to him. He keeps it in play just. He's still going Adem Uze. Well played, Uze. In towards full forward. Farmer! Go on and kick a goal in your 50th game.
That was great finessing by Uze out here, and Schwartz keeping the ball alive. They knew it was in their forward part of the ground. And that's one thing Schwartz might have the edge over Mark Richardson, that early 3 or 4 yards to get that front position. But we see here Schwartz kept the ball in the line of Uze. He over-finessed in this situation, got away from his opponent in Burns. A well-centred kick, he kicked it high, enough elevation, gave Farmer a little bit of body use there, kept him in front and played on and kicked the goal. Very good goal by Melbourne.
Alternate as the game goes on, but just at the moment, not enough ground-level contest result after the marking attempt.
Well, he won that and he got it to Phoebe, who finds Viney.
It's interesting you've seen in that setup then, Sandy, as soon as Phoebe looked the ball, and no doubt it's a set play or a principle of Melbourne, they look back to try to create space for a handball. On that occasion, there was no one there for Melbourne for Phoebe to give to. He assessed his options, a little bit of poise, a cool head in a tight situation, found Viney free and found him, and here's the chance for Viney to kick a goal.
Only kicked a couple so far this season. A chance for his first today. Looks pretty good. Melbourne boys like it. Todd Viney gets his first, and the Demons at second. They close the gap to 12 points.
They just look like they're hanging in there, Melbourne. Collingwood, they've got a couple of goals lead, but I think they've just got the couple of scoring shots from very, very limited opportunities to keep the margin on the scoreboard a fair bit closer than I would think general play is at the moment.
Schwartz, a one-hander, almost. Now he needs assistance, and he's got it in the form of Travis Johnstone. Up to half-forward. Uze squabbles with White over it. White still going. Now he needs Uze's help.
In the back.
Uze free kick.
Yeah, free kick against Burns. Just over-anxious in the tackle on that occasion. Certainly pushed Adem Uze in the back, as the replay will suggest.
Three goals to Uze so far this year. 55 gamer now for Melbourne. Straight in front, 45 metres out. And he doesn't let the Demon supporters down. Adem Uze gets his first, and Melbourne just hang on.
Well, I reckon they're doing a pretty good job, Melbourne, to be honest, just to keep within a couple of goals, because Collingwood looked by far the more dangerous team. But Melbourne have just been able to scrounge that 3 goals. Really, their key marking forwards, again, aren't looking like marking the ball. That was a hallmark of their game last week against Richmond, that basically, amazingly, none of their key forwards took a mark in the entire game.
Regaining. He's on centre wing. Goes long again. That's a beautiful kick. Up towards Uze. White is there also. The big man keeps it in. Bends it round the body. This will be a miracle goal.
He's kicked it.
Oh, don't tell me. That is a team lifter if ever you wanted one.
Well, yes, you said it, Sandy. Wasn't that fantastic? I mean, it really, not only that, there was all Collingwood players in the goal square. If he hadn't actually kicked the score, they were out of defence. Regani's looked pretty impressive, isn't he? Kicks the ball long, pretty quick. And Uze certainly making a contest, but the ball across the body. Happens so often in modern footy, it's almost normal. But you got to bring him down.
You got to hold him. Schwartz, Farmer again. Oh, that was beautifully done. Cap it off, Jeffrey. There's game number 50. How was that, Mickey McGuan?
Yeah, that's what the type of play we've become expected to see from Jeff Farmer. He's just got that great awareness in that tight situation, but to keep his feet, he lost his balance, of course, when he won the possession, but to get up in the recovery he did, as we see here from the replay, Schwartz got front position, the loose ball was there, but he lost his balance, had the awareness and presence of mind that knew there was a gap to go through.
It's agility, isn't it? Agility then to get up when he lost his feet very quick.
Yeah, sensational goal. That's the second for a day.
A get-out option.
Yes, Phoebe and Krasiska here. Now look at there's three Collingwood players around that ball. Anthony Rocker, well, he'll be disappointed with that. Because Uze will come away, centre it. Jeff White the target, beaten. Luck's of fortune, however. They'll get away with it. White down the ground to Phoebe. Now they're starting to run. Finished with Seacamp. Long kick to the forward line. Uze is there. Viney is there. Todd Viney.
Luck's of fortune.
Looks like Grgic has gone forward now. And I think it's a good move. They need someone in their forward 50, Melbourne. Uze was giving a little bit down there, and I think Uze may have actually gone now into the back half. So just the versatile coaching by Neil Danner, just to swap those two over to let Uze be the runner out of defence and see if Grgic can kick a goal.
They've made a double change too as we speak. He's kicked back.
Lee, I think the answer could be Shaun Smith to go to that full forward post. I think he's just come onto the ground. They've brought Stynes off. Jeff White will go to the ruck now. But I think Shaun Smith, the leaping sort of type marking forward that he is, a good build-up here. They got the ball in the centre corridor. They probably overused the ball probably on one occasion to Seacamp, but the ball was given down there quick. Mel Michaels finding front position more often than not than his direct opponent. A little bit of luck. Viney got front and square to the pack. Quick kick, found Grgic. Grgic went back and kicked a goal.
Brent Grgic gets his first. Big Jim.
This double team will have an interesting effect, how this affects because I'm sure White now will try and push in towards centre half forward after the ruck work to see how this change of approach in the midfield.
Well, McDonald sock it off the ground, but to the wrong end, down towards Grgic. Grgic has got it. Around the body he goes. Farmer!
Yeah, that was a fantastic bit of play by Grgic, which somehow or other, he was not in the best position, but he wound his way around the Collingwood defender to get the hands on the ball. Just a magnificent bit of play, I thought. Let's have a look at this. Didn't quite mark the ball, but somehow just touched the ball and into his hands. Gee, he's a classy looking player, this kid.
And Graham White's actually losing body contact with Jeff Farmer. Yep. Maybe they should change.
And here goes the Wizard with another one.
Scott Bruins may be the answer to go to Farmer, I think, Lee, in this situation, but it was all brought about by a lucky kick forward. Alex McDonald streamed off the centre square and kicked the ball forward. As we see here, the loose ball come free. It was Alex McDonald who got the ball, but as you said, Lee, terrific poise and got the hands in with the loose ball there. But Farmer just lost the body contact from Graham Wright, and he's finding front position. Very exciting player.
The interesting thing of ball, you know, where it's a long, long way from the opposition goal, and I think Melbourne have suffered a little bit from going to the lead and getting the ball turned over.
Phoebe. Farmer. Oh, here's excitement. Look at this hand pass. That is sensational for Travis Johnstone, and he should kick a goal. Sensational.
He's an exciting machine, excitement machine is Jeff Farmer. He gets to the percentage spot for a crumbing forward. That's the bottom line. And now his direct opponent, Luke Godden, as we'll see by the replay. They come out of defence, Melbourne. The bottom line is that we see Farmer. He decides to go to the front of the pack. Luke Godden was in a bit nowhere situation. He went to the percentage spot, gave the handball out to Travis Johnson, who overlapped at the right time and ran into an open goal.
But it's like professional golfers. Johnny, not everyone knows the rules. Here goes Smoker. In towards full forward. Oh, Johnstone!
I like the look of this kid too.
Well, yes.
And he's very composed. He just does the percentage thing all the time. A young kid of only how many games now has he played? Well, I think he's only played a handful of games.
Well, played. This is 6 games.
6 games.
But he was the first draft choice in last year's draft, so obviously he's regarded as the best eligible player in the draft, and comes from my old stamping ground, Chelsea, down in the southern suburbs. And Watson, interestingly, has actually been shifted well up the field, up to a midfield role. So they have rejigged their forward line, Collingwood.
Here's a chance for Stynes. Kicking towards left half forward. Grgic well out in front. Takes the mark and is quick to play on to Viney. Penetrating kick. Smith the flyer.
And wasn't he in the box seat, Sandy? But it was all about Grgic again meeting the ball. He certainly comes and meets the ball. He got 2 or 3 metres free of Schwabel, and that's what you got to do when you're playing in the key forward post. You've got to continually come and present yourself at the ball carrier coming forward. And Grgic is a very promising player, but Shaun Smith was certainly in the box seat. He
moved quickly, didn't he? Yeah, Grgic has been a very impressive player. I haven't seen him much. I mean, he played a few games last year, but gee, he's been an impressive player this year.
And this is no doubt the start Melbourne need. Kick an early goal in the 3rd quarter.
Playing in his 5th game for the season. He's only kicked a few. He's kicked 4 goals so far this year. Now he's kicked 5. Just the start they wanted.
Well, I guess the important point, it's really one of the few times for the game where a key forward in a genuine contest has just been able to jump up and take the mark. Again, Grgic, as you mentioned, Mick, he led Shaun to the ball. This is just the jump. Was it wide or was it Smith? They were both coming from different directions.
Melbourne getting first blood in this 3rd quarter. They lead by 8 points. Stynes. Woden down towards Grgic.
Now he's got Richardson. Now he's got Richardson as his direct opponent.
Got a bit quick there, I think.
He can kick a ball too. Look at this. And how's that from the youngster?
He's just got Graham right underneath the flight of the ball. Right, he sort of struggled all day. First of all, he was opposed to Jeff Farmer, but he's got to make body contact, especially when the ball's deep in their defensive.
He's not so good on marking players, is he? He's more kind of a ground level opponent.
Run with player.
And when there's the ball's in the air, he's not too good in that marking situation.
Chance to run round, play on and kick a goal. What a goal too to Travis Johnstone. And what a start by Melbourne in this 3rd quarter.
Well, yes, this last piece of the game, the last half of the 2nd quarter, and this first 5 minutes, all of a sudden they're getting control across the middle of the ground. And, well, we've mentioned many times, Grgic, he's been just fantastic today, and now he's going into half forward and giving them a target. And Johnson, well, he's been pretty good himself.
Also,
goals have been hard to kick, and he's kicked a couple.
Also, it'll be interesting to see what actually Mel Michael does on the jumping forward in Shaun Smith, knowing that he does play in front of his direct opponent.
But the danger signs are up for Collingwood. Out of the middle, it's the D's again. Woden's at the bottom of the pack, had it, lost it. Leoncelli working hard and he strikes the tackle, gets clear to the outer side. Grgic is there, and he is providing a marvellous focal point. They've got to stop him. Travis Johnstone was again the target. Scotty Russell.
They'll be holding the ball.
Has to be.
Is pinged.
I just cannot understand players when they win the ball deep in the opposition's forward line. They have free possession, playing on in a situation when you're not fully aware of what's on around you. You just got to go back, take the mark and assess your options from that point.
It's that split second, isn't it? Just to have a look around you, that split second that you're going to waste if you do play on. Certainly, that's the risk element. You can't see 360 degrees, can you, Mick? You've got to have a look first. So
it's just a natural thing for the forwards to come where the ball was going to land. So there's obviously people around you.
Shaun Smith, a chance to rip this game wide apart. And he's done exactly that. Collingwood's in trouble. Smith just kicked 2. Johnson's just kicked 1. They've kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes.
And it started in the centre square. Certainly they've had the forwards to be able to finish for them, but that work of extricating the ball in the centre square, Mick, that ferreting in and out of that crunch situations, bodies all around the place. Leoncelli, for instance, he was able to extricate himself. So this ground level contest at centre square, very important for Collingwood to get back balance.
Here he goes again, Francis and Stynes, although the bounce certainly doesn't favour them. Crow, short kick, but straight to Stynes. Big Jim celebrating 250 games. Finds Seacamp almost in the middle. Uze, been quiet in this term. Smith out on a lead.
Been good, Smith, hasn't he?
Yep.
He's presented himself much better than any of the other Melbourne forward targets in this game.
He's a leading forward, isn't he, Lee?
Yeah,
he
just
can
got
do
that
the
bit of
both.
speed to get away then from Michael, didn't he?
Well, he's kicked 2 so far. This is a big shot, though, because it's virtually the last kick at goal in this quarter.
It's very important. Collingwood have kicked the last 5 consecutive goals in the game.
45 metres out. Melbourne needs it, and Smith has got it. That is a big goal for Shaun Smith. He's booted 3 in this quarter now.
Yes. Yeah, very, very good goal by Smith again. Uze coming forward. He just was able to kick the ball off the outside of the left boot, just to put the ball out in the line of the leading Smith. Gave Smith probably a 70-30 chance to mark it, and Smith made the most of that percentage.
Again, he blasts forward. Melbourne have the numbers. Fine chest mark by Hopgood. He's away up towards Viney and Grgic. Viney first to recover. A chance for Melbourne now. The kick is great to Shaun Smith.
That is a great finish by Viney. He assessed his options. He went for the contest. He looked inside. He looked back for that backward handball, but he assumed every Melbourne player was covered. But he just had the presence of mind to look over the open side of the field. And Shaun Smith, once again, on a lead. Great kick. Now he's got a chance to kick his fourth.
It's a big call by Neil Danaher to take Viney out of the centre square and put him in half forward, but he's got to get a few of those balls.
40 metres out. This to regain the lead. The Melbourne Red and Blue Army goes up. They're back. Shaun Smith booted 4, all in the second half. Spent a lot of time on the bench.
A terrific play by Paul Hopgood. He was on Buckley early. He met the ball across half back. That loose ball in the air. It was really only a kick and hope to centre half forward. And Viney was the one who got it ground level. And gee, it was great awareness, wasn't it, Mick, to kick the ball across the body into the path of the looting Smith.
Tumbles a punt to half forward. Seacamp, well done. He chanced his arm and he tumbles it back to half forward. Grgic takes a great mark.
Well, he come and met the ball. It was a bouncing ball through the centre square there, Seacamp. I reckon he would have been hoping, because it could have bounced over his head, but
no risk.
Well, as they say, fortune favoured the brave. He came and met the ball, which is, I guess the percentages are keep coming to meet it, but when it's bouncing like that in that hard centre square, well, it could bounce high or it could bounce flat and low, and it was flat and low.
Here's a big kick from 52 metres, a flat helicopter punt. Oh, he's kicked it, this youngster. Brent Grgic.
Yeah, terrific play by Seacamp. He really attacked the ball, as Lee said. And one thing about Grgic, he does find front position. Yeah. It's very important for a forward player. Even though late in the game you'll find that the ball will drop if the execution isn't good. The percentages say if you are playing in front. As we see here, Grgic in front of his opponent, Watson. He has got sure hands, this young kid. A very promising player. Grgic. That's his name, Lee.
Russell couldn't take it. Here's a chance for Stynes. Pumps it out in front of Seacamp. 60 metres out. Seacamp shoots long in towards full forward. Shaun Smith smothered at the back. Johnstone could be a match winner. Young Travis.
Stynes, he's been a very good player in this first 15 minutes of play in the last quarter. He's got back to block the hole for Rocket, but also his aerial work in the boundary throw-ins and stop play situations when the umpire has the ball has been exceptional. That time he released the ball by hand to Seacamp, who overlapped from the half-back line. He probably had Jeff White, who was the leading option, but he decided to go long. The crumbing option was there. Young Johnson, he's been an outstanding player today. That's his 4th goal.
His hand pass is wide. Not good. Leoncelli shrugs the tackle from half-back. Swings it back in towards the middle. And there he is again. Grgic gives it away beautifully to Phoebe. 60 metres out. Pops it up in the air. They need a flyer. Like that. That's what they need.
He was the marking forward that had to stand up, knowing that David Schwartz hadn't touched it all day. But Shaun Smith, his second half has been exceptional. We know Mel Michael will more often than not play the front position. And when you're playing on a player like this who does love a little bit of a run at the mark, he certainly can get on the shoulder of his opponent.
Got great balance in the air, hasn't he? And when Phoebe, actually I don't think Phoebe certainly didn't aim at him. He ran too close to the Collingwood player coming at him, had to chip the ball in the air. But you could see Michael sitting under it, and you could see Smith with 3 or 4 steps to jump. And this was always inevitable he would jump and mark.
This for number 5 for Shaun Smith. Say goodnight to the folks, Gracie. The D's are home.
there's been a couple of times during the game where it's looked like Melbourne were home. Certainly in the third quarter we thought that, and Collingwood have come back, but with 7 or 8 minutes to go, it's going to be an enormous performance by Collingwood, and Grgic has gone into the ruck just to try and change things round, and I think that's quite a good move. He's a player who's played well. He might be able to be fresh in there. Really have to have one. They got one surge down the middle of the ground. I think it's interesting. Buckley's played on.
Listen to this as we come to a conclusion. Richardson's going to have to fly. Can't take the mark. Viney is steady. Johnstone's got it. The youngster can seal it forever. He shoots towards goal. It doesn't matter. It's all over. Melbourne are victorious.
What a game, Sandy.
Sensational.
And that's what footy's all about. There's no doubt about that.
You won't get a better game than that.